bit, about $1 pre-market here. We are looking and watching this 100 period moving average resistance for SPY. That is going to be a key level to break above if the bulls want to see any continuation this morning. So we do have the low being set this morning. It looks like a double bottom here. We had a low of 197.51 and another low of 197.50, so we'll call that a double bottom, and then a higher high was set. So looking like we might see some bullish momentum into the morning here, but we'll see how the next 15 minutes plays out. I want to touch on UGAZ really quickly, as a member has requested it. UGAZ, we're waiting on a 175 break. We're currently at there right now, but it has been resistance on the daily chart a couple days in a row now. If we see a break of 175, it'll be a good sign to get back on track to the $2 psychological resistance test. So I want to run through some of the stocks we've been watching here. We've got Netflix on the pattern watch list as it had a very bullish close yesterday, down with the market this morning and setting in a downtrend of lower highs and lower lows. Currently, it is testing the 200 period moving average resistance of 116.37, and we also have the 100 period resistance at 117.12. So getting above either of those levels before open would be a bullish sign, and that is going to be key for Netflix going forward. Facebook is also slightly down, not much pre-market. Looking good here. We are fighting the 100 period moving average resistance on the 5-minute chart. That is 89.66. Need to get above that, and that would be a great sign for a bullish morning as well. PCLN, not much volume at all. The ask is currently what the close was yesterday, and only 129 shares traded, so not even worth looking at pre-market yet. Apple is down about $1. You can see the lower highs and lower low pattern. We have the 200 and 100 period moving average as resistance, so a lot of work to do for Apple to turn bullish here. This must have been a freak trade, as I definitely don't think it hit 111.25 pre-market in the past 5 minutes. So looking at Zen's list here, let me scroll back up. Some requests of what to cover. MU. MU on the 5-minute chart is looking good. We had a high set pre-market of 16.38. Currently trying to find support on the 20 period moving average of 16.13. So if we see a break of 16.38 first thing in the morning, that would be a good sign. We're also watching Sunni as always, and is currently down 10 cents. If we open below $10, that's going to be psychological resistance. We have the 100 period moving average resistance on the 5-minute chart here at 10.06. That's going to be a key level to watch, along with $10 psychological. The high yesterday was 10.25, and a break of 10.25 will be a bullish sign for sure. We also have Loco on our pattern watch list as a potential swing play. That is doing well pre-market, up. The high of yesterday was 12.83, and we are currently with a bid of 13.06. So we'll see if 13 can hold a psychological support into the open, and if not, we'll look for the gap to fill to 12.83. Let's see some other stocks that we have requests to look at. Trying to find the list that Zen posted here. Let's peek in on Tesla. Tesla also setting lower highs and lower lows. 100 period moving average resistance of 241.44. Currently trying to get over the 20 period moving average resistance of 239.51. You can see it's been knocked down 3 times recently. Once we get over this 20 period, we'll come up to 241.44, and that will be a sign. So because the market is down here pre-market, we are seeing some stocks pulling back below some critical support levels, and they are now resistant. So we're going to have to see how those stocks react to those resistance first thing here once we get going out of the gate in 11 minutes. XLN, XLNX. Not much pre-market activity at all. You can see at the end of the day it bounced off the 100 period moving average support and is currently holding above that level with hardly any shares trading. So nothing to look at pre-market here. You're going to be looking for a bullish break of the high of the day yesterday, which appears to be 42.61. So keep your eye on that level. It hit 42.60 after that and pulled back, so that's looking like a little bit of a double top. EXPE, also not much pre-market volume. dipped below the 100 period moving average. Looks very similar to the stock we just looked at, actually. Not much pre-market, some nice bullish volume into the close, recovering that 100 period moving average support. We had a high of day up here at 117.66, and then it tested it again and hit 117.53. So need to break 117.66 to be bullish today. GMCR also dipped just below its, so we're seeing a lot of similar looking patterns here of dipping below the 100 period moving average and then having a run and a rally into the end of the day on big volume here. GMCR, not much to see pre-market, but the 100 period moving average support of 53.39 is a key one to watch, and if you see a break of this high, which was 54.12, that will be a good sign for some bullish continuation. Baba is back under 70. I almost wanted to put it on the pattern watch list last night as a pullback watch. I didn't like the little doji that we saw and pulling back from resistance, and now we are back below 70. So need to maintain a close above 70 to keep it as support. Otherwise, we're going to keep searching for support. The 5-minute chart is oversold right now, but we've got the 100 and 200 period moving average resistance at 70.57 and 70.67. Those levels to keep your eye on, and 70 flat is going to be the psychological resistance. BTU, the 100 period moving average resistance of 216 is currently knocking down the price. That's a key one to keep your eye on. I want to see what the 2-day chart looks like to include yesterday. So the 2-day chart for BTU, saw it closed up around 230 and pulled back hard and bounced off the 200 period moving average. So definitely important to get over the 100 period moving average resistance to try and get back to the high of 235. Break of 235 will be bullish. 8 minutes left until the market opens. AMGN up pre-market, which is not common as we've seen so far. We had the bounce on the 200 period moving average support late in the day. Nice volume on a very bullish breakout at the end of the day. Hit all the way up to 158 in pre-market trading and is now down to 155.48, the 100 period moving average support. So need to get back above the high of the day yesterday, which was 157.10, to continue the bullish trend, but looking good here from this low, setting higher lows. Need to keep the higher high pattern going. Sprint, there's not much going on pre-market. It did hit 510, so 510 is going to be resistance. Want to maintain this 100 period moving average support, which is where the price bounced off of towards the end of the day yesterday. That level is currently 502 and want to see a break of 510. S was a very strong looking stock yesterday. SRPT, not much pre-market volume either. We have the 100 period moving average support, which is key at 35.85. We have resistance here at 36.85. It hit it many times and could not break above it. Well, it did break above it a couple pennies, but we're still going to call it 36.85 a must break for any bullish action to continue. Setting a nice higher lows pattern. Need to keep the higher highs going. 6 minutes until the open here. Disney bouncing off the 200 period moving average support. That's the second stock we've seen do that, and then have the nice run into close. Currently above the 100 period moving average support. That level is 101.91 and important to maintain here. The high of yesterday was 102.61, so that is 102.62 is a key level to break above early on in the morning here to continue that bullish uptrend. Let's look at Twitter. Twitter is below the close and below the 100 period moving average. So that resistance is 26.38. Support is 25.91. I expect it to bounce around that channel until a direction is chosen for the day. Netflix is on pattern watch. It was a very bullish close yesterday, closing above the middle Bollinger Band. Currently down about $1.70, so definitely seeing some pullback. Let me pull up the daily chart really quick for Netflix. And I'll cover BABA on the daily chart really quick. We've got 5 minutes before the open. So here's Netflix daily chart. Here's the close above the middle Bollinger Band. That resistance level is, I call it resistance now because we're below it pre-market. And that resistance level is 117.46. If we see a close below that level, it will signal some pullback is coming. And if we get another close above it, it'll be a very bullish sign to come up towards this 125 level. So today's a big day for Netflix, and we're going to watch closely with the market down pre-market here. We're going to see if the bulls can manage to maintain this middle Bollinger Band as support. Here's BABA on the daily chart. I'll show you what I was looking at when I was leaning bearish. The doji at the top of a little uptrend is a bearish reversal signal, and also the fact that it was unable to close above the 10-day moving average resistance of 70.93. That was a key to me that we were going to see some pullback. The only reason I didn't put it on the pullback list is because this 70 support should have been pretty strong there, and we're currently below at pre-market. But that 70 support is what kept me from going bearish on BABA. This decreasing volume on this bounce was also a sure sign of some weakness. Anytime we see an uptrend, the bulls want to see increasing volume. Let me flip on over to Fidelity and get BTU again. Just a quick check-in for Marcus. BTU is all about the 100 period moving average resistance of 216. You can see it was just rejected from that level, and we will see if it can break it this morning. And also we've got the high yesterday of 236. A break of that would be bullish. Bidu. Oh, my bad. Same thing though, 100 period moving average resistance of 150.88. 150.86 currently, trading below it. We have a bit of a downtrend here from the high in the morning of 152.98, so we'll call 153 resistance. We have lower highs and lower lows. Found some support on the 100 period moving average and ran to the end of the day, but is currently trading below that level. So we had the low here on this pullback of 149.30, and the low down here is 149.78. So we'll see if we can maintain that 149.30 low. 149.30 is support, 153 is resistance, along with the MA100. 2 minutes to go here into the open. Looking like SPY is seeing a little bit of a recovery. I want to check in with that after we look at Apple here. Apple is not looking good. Nice bounce at the end of the day, but look at how it has spent its morning setting lower highs and lower lows. Classic downtrend, 100 and 200 period moving average resistance of 112.30 and 112.55, and looking to find support somewhere because it currently does not have much pre-market. Let's look back and see we have support from this low down here at 110.02. We'll call it 110 even. So check back in with SPY here as we get going. Bell is about to ring. SPY is coming up trying to get back over the 100 period moving average resistance. Seeing a nice little bit of bullish activity here. 198.61 is that resistance level. It has been knocked down, as you can see, 3 times. And currently seeing some nice volume as the bulls are trying to get it. We got the MACD here going for a bullish cross as well. Alright, we're about to have the bell ring. Thank you everybody for tuning in live pre-market. I will stay live for about a half an hour as we watch the morning unfold and see what direction we are heading in. If SPY gets above this 100 period moving average, we will work towards 199.42, which is going to be the high from yesterday, and resistance. Currently $1 away from that. You can see the bears are knocking the price down. We also have the 200 period moving average resistance right here as well. So this is going to be a critical test first thing in the morning right here, and here we go. SUNY is below $10, so that's going to be psychological resistance. SPY is currently above these two resistance levels, turning them into support, and we will see if it can maintain it. Sprint, we're watching 510. Facebook is looking good. Loco is up 4%. Want to see perhaps a little pullback there to fill the gap down to 1283. We'll see if that happens, and a potentially good longer term swing play into next week. Seeing some resistance on the 100 period moving average here. Bulls and bears bouncing back and forth. We'll see where we settle down after about 10 minutes into the open here. Going to check the daily chart for SUNY here to see where we have support. As for the low of the day yesterday, low of the day for SUNY was 949, so that's a must-hold level. We don't want to see lower lows form on the daily chart. So here's SPY looking a little bit better, making its way back towards even on the day. SUNY just broke $10 resistance. 1025 was the high of the day resistance we're going to be looking out for next. You can see Sprint hit 510 here. That was the resistance level we were looking at. A break over 510 is bullish for Sprint. Looking at SUNY here on the daily chart, or the 5-minute chart, we've got a 200 period moving average support bounce. That level is 985, and currently hitting resistance on the 20 period and 100 period moving average resistance of 1006 and 1007. RAD is a quick mover, low trading stock, seeing a big spike and pullback so far this morning. We had a high yesterday. Let me just zoom out here. We had a high that we are trying to break today of 830. So look for a break there. We did see a high today of 830 as well. So that is definitely resistance for RAD. SUNY is back below $10. Netflix is recovering back to 1749 now. The close was 1766. Seeing some of that strength maintained. We got SPY looking bullish now over that 100 period moving average resistance, and seeing some follow through, looking like we're going to try and go green here first thing. We're going to watch for a back test of this support at 198.61. Here's SUNY fighting $10 resistance again. Sprint broke 510. That was a bullish signal right there, and a quick 3-cent profit. So nice move for Sprint, looking very bullish. SUNY back above $10, making its way towards the high of day 108. And SPY is close to its high of day as well. UGAZ is 175. We had a high of day 176, so that's a good sign, breaking that resistance. We'll see if it can close above 175, which would be a bullish sign for continuation. There's SUNY breaking the high of day and hitting 1010, which was the close, and looking to head up to 1025 resistance. Netflix just peaked green for a bit, continuing to look well there. If we see a close above the middle Bollinger Band, it'll be a great sign for continuation up to 125 next week. There's SPY looking well, hitting a new high of day. SUNY approaching 1025, still looking strong there. Loco up 6.89%, looking very strong. So Netflix looking good, SPY's looking good. We are leaning bullish this morning for sure. Cautiously bullish as always. Watching SUNY on a 1025 test. Parabolic SAR on the 5-minute is about to flip to a buy for SPY. So there's the flip of the parabolic SAR to a buy when the dots are above, it's a sell, and when the candlestick price hits it, it flips down to a buy. So you see it's now down here. So now we're going to look for a back test for this 198.59 support to hold. Sprint now up to 515, a sweet 5-cent gain right off the bat on that 510 break. 2,000 shares would get you $100 in a minute. Netflix continuing its high of day run here, and SPY is heading back to its high of day. All signs looking bullish. Trying to get green here on SPY. Here's Sunni testing its high of day, looking at 1025. Here she comes. 1024. Seeing a little bit of resistance showing up as people are taking profit just under that resistance level, but still looking strong here. So there was a pullback from the 1045 resistance level. Only made it to 1024, so that's something to watch very closely. So here's the pullback. We are looking for 198.59 to hold. Sprint hit a 518 high. 8 cents off of the 510 resistance break very quickly. Here's the support test. Watching volume here. We got 3 minutes left to go in this candlestick. I'm going to pull up the daily chart of Loco for myself so I can see where the 10-day moving average resistance is. 1282, so a gap up cleared that. A gap fill of 1282 would be a really nice entry for Loco. It's currently running away a bit. Wouldn't want to chase it up 6 or 7% here. So look at this perfect bounce for SPY. Low of 198.58 and support was 198.59. Couldn't get more better and textbook than that. So far so good. Nice lower wick showing the bulls bought that dip. We'll see if it holds. They're coming down to test it again here. So here's Sunni seeing that resistance of 1024. It was unable to break the high of 1025 yesterday. We're looking for support on 1007 and 1006. Netflix still holding on green. 2 minutes left in this candlestick. Would like to see volume less than this on this little pullback, but we are also seeing the bullish volume showing up as we bought this dip. So there we go, green again on this candlestick, looking really bullish, heading up towards the high of day of 199. Sprint back up to test its high of day, Sunni back up to test its high of day, so seeing a really nice bounce off perfect back test of support. There's Sunni breaking 1025, looking great. I expect a move to $12 by next week, by the end of next week. Sprint back up to 517, getting close to its high of day, and Netflix cruising in on its high of day as well. Facebook high of day. Apple is still red. That's worth noting, as is PCLN. So we're seeing some stocks diverge a little bit from SPY here. Here's Sprint testing its high of day. Sunni is up to 1032, looking great still. SPY with its new high of day, perfect bounce off of support. We are bullish on the morning, that's for sure. Zooming out to see the high yesterday of SPY, which was 199.54 right at close. So we'll call it the last 5 minutes, which was 199.32. Going to be watching that level pretty closely, trying to get above it. So Starbucks is pulling back now. You want to see it hold the support just like we watched SPY do. 55.75, 55.72 are the two levels of support. Watch the decreasing volume here on the pullback. That's a good sign for the bulls. Home Depot, same thing. Want to see a support test of this 100 period and have it pass. That's 117.33. Decreasing volume there as well. So you can see the bulls buying the dips on SPY here first thing in the morning. That's a bullish sign. Lower wicks, holding support. Want to see SPY break the high from yesterday as early as possible. Here's Sprint at 520. That's a sweet 10-cent gain from resistance break pointed out this morning. Amazon needed to close above this 100 period moving average support, 516.85. If we break below 514.65, it will be a bearish day for Amazon if we close below 514.65. So keep your eye on these resistance and support bands right here. It's going to be very telling. Here's Sunni back down to 10.10. Lots of volatility there still. 20-cent swings everywhere. So we got Loco up 9% now. Looking like a gap and run for this one. That's going to be a great play on our pattern watch list. Unfortunately, it did gap up to 13.19, so it didn't provide ideal entry, but looking great for that swing play on anyone that was able to enter before this 8.5% run up. Yep, I liked AA a lot for a bounce as well. Thanks to John for covering that one. AA is looking great. I was very close to putting AA on the pattern watch list as well. Watching the middle BB on the daily chart of AA, which is 922, currently hitting that resistance. So keep your eye on that level. Baba, good job getting back over 70. Need to see it get above the 100 and 200 period moving average resistance of 759 and 761. That's going to be the real test. Want to see the volume pick up here. Decreasing volume on an uptrend is not a good sign. Sprint now at 522, continuing that bullish climb. Also one that was very close getting on the pattern watch list, but we've done a good job of covering it. Otherwise, 510 break was the buy signal. So we still got higher lows setting on SPY and the long lower wick showing the bulls buying up the dip. Going to watch on any significant pullback to this test of the 100 period moving average of 198.59. I'm going to pull up the daily chart for myself here on Sprint and see where we're going to find resistance. Upper Bollinger Band of 551. Sprint on the weekly, we have 535 as the 200 week moving average resistance. If we hit 535 today, I would absolutely suggest some profit taking. So we're seeing some consolidation in SPY here. We'll see if it sets a lower low compared to the previous candlestick. That would be point number one in the bear's favor, because right now it's been all bulls. So the low was 198.69, 198.68. I'll call that a double bottom because it's within a penny. We'll see if it breaks it again, but as of right now it's holding that support. Sprint continuing its climb, looking great. Huge bid compared to the asked. We're going to keep moving up on that one. 535 is the target today for Sprint. Loco now up 9%. SPY is maintaining that low right there very well. We'll see another test of it here. 4 more minutes in this candlestick. Tesla had a nice break in the morning, currently pulling back. Ideal support to hold is 241.49 on the daily chart, or excuse me, the 5-minute chart. I'm going to pull up the daily chart right now to see what we're looking at. So hit resistance of the 100-day moving average at 247, and we're pulling back from that level. We have the middle Bollinger Band support of 244.19. We'll see if that level holds. If it closes above 250 today, that will be a great sign for the bulls. Currently battling 100-day moving average resistance. Sprint is at its high of day. SPY broke a lower low, so that's a point in the bear's favor. But we'll see if we can maintain this 100 period moving average. Notice the decreasing volume. Level to hold is 198.58, currently at it right now. Loco seeing some pullback. Support is all the way down at 1301. If we get down to that. Low of the day support is 1308. There's Sprint continuing, new high of day. Now 15 cents off of that 510 resistance break. Bears taking back some of the recovery of SPY this morning. We'll see if this support band breaks. It's going to be very bearish on the day for SPY. Currently looking all right though. Sunni is maintaining strong. Here's the 200 period moving average support test of 198.40. Setting new low of days for SPY here, so be careful. Tight stops on anything bullish. Facebook, strong pullback. Look at how fast that decline was. Support is 89.70 and 90 psychological. Big spike first thing and a even harder drop. So looks like Facebook is magnifying SPY's move with the bullish start to the day. Facebook was extremely bullish, and with the bearish little turnaround here, Facebook is extremely bearish. So magnifying the moves of SPY, that's worth noting. 1 minute left here. We're going to see if the bulls can recover this 220 period moving average support of 198.38. just closed below it. If we see a break of this low, we are going bearish on the morning. 198.28. Here's Sunni coming up on the high of the day. And a new high of day for Sunni, looking great. $12 by the end of next week. Ten-day moving average resistance on the daily chart for Sunni is 1147. We'll see 11 psychological resistance as well. We have the MACD touching, about to make a bullish cross, and the RSI is still 25. So we see SPY trying to recover some of these support levels. Nice little recovery here for SPY, but not having the volume that we would want to see. We're going to keep our eye on the volume with 4 minutes left in this candlestick. Sunni and Sprint are the bullish winners for today so far. Facebook had a nice spike first thing. Netflix is seeing some recovery, trying to stay green. This candlestick sure looks nice for SPY, recovering all of these moving averages as support, but again, the volume is just not there for me. 3 minutes left in this candlestick. I'm leaning bearish on the morning here, just because of this candle, these past 3 candlesticks. But I will give the bulls an opportunity to show me something here. Sprint is testing its high of day again, looking for a new one right here. Breaking 525. Target is 535. Unable to break the high of the day right there after significantly decreasing the ask, so that's worth noting. Here's another attempt. A little bit of profit taking off that level. Should see a new high of day here very soon. Sunni support is the 20 period and 100 period, 1007 and 1009. Not an attractive candlestick on increased volume, definitely showing profit taking. Would like to see 1009 here hold on this pullback. So the bulls are trying to recover here, and the bears are knocking it back down below the 100 period moving average resistance. My charts are not cooperating. There we go. So 1 minute left to go, and look at this volume compared to the red volume, not even half. So that's definitely worth noting. The price action was nice on the candle, but not the volume. So we'll see if we get any follow through in the next 5 minutes here. I'm not going to stay on the webcam too long this morning, but long enough to see what direction we're going to head in. So there's Sunni breaking the 1009 mark I wanted to see hold. Now we need to see $10 flat break, but this is just a wild, volatile play. 35-cent swing in minutes. So now we have support at 198.42. The 20 and 200 period are both lining up at that level, and resistance at 195.55. So here's the support test. Watching volume very closely, the low of the previous candlestick was 198.31. And we're testing that low right now. Just set a higher low by 1 cent. I don't play anything on news, Gollum. Just using charts. Charts will tell you all you need to know about any news, whether there's any real strength behind it or not. Seeing a nice little bounce here from the very heavy pullback. I expect a rubber band trend to form of lower highs and higher lows until we reach a breakout or breakdown point for Facebook. So look for Facebook to come up here, potentially to 91, and then pull back again. Sunni is back green, trying to hold it. Looking for a break and a higher high on the candlestick. That was 198.74 on the previous one. 198.71 currently. Yep, certainly doesn't hurt to know the news. I just don't play anything based solely on news. I need to see it follow through on the chart. So there's a break of a higher high. Want to see an increase in volume here to become a believer. We have 3 candlesticks of higher lows. Looking like the bulls are going to try and regain something. If we see a break of the high of day, 199.06, it will be a good sign for some bullish continuation this morning. About 15, 16 cents away from that happening right now. Here's a move. Increase in volume. 3 minutes left to go on this candlestick. Looking like we're going to see an increase in volume. Watch for the high of daybreak here. Nice recovery by the bulls to hold the 200 period moving average support. Potentially going to see the same rubber band pattern that I expect with Facebook of a lower high and a higher low for the morning. But we should know that within 5 to 10 minutes. Tesla must be looking strong then. Above the 100-day moving average. Yep, new high at daybreak, increase in bullish volume. Watch the RSI is a little oversold, but past 2 days Tesla has been really strong. You can see the RSI didn't stay above 70 very long yesterday, even on the very bullish run. So here's SPY testing the high a day right now. There's the break. SPY is bullish still on the morning. Very strong showing by the bulls to hold that support. Increase in volume. Break of the high. All systems go. So now in any pullback, we're going to be watching the 100 and 200 period moving averages, which are getting closer and closer. So we're going to call this a support band. We have a support band from 198.56 down to 198.42. And we are bullish. Loco was upgraded, which is why we're seeing a 7% move. Nice timing for it to be on our swing play watch list. SPY still hasn't been able to break red today and turn green. but should do that, or at least test that 199.27 resistance shortly. I'm going to sign off here in 5 minutes. We are cautiously bullish on the day and watching this key support. If that breaks, it will change our opinion, but as of right now, we are bullish. Keep your eye on the comparative volume as always. On any pullback, we want to see higher lows. We see 2 higher lows so far this morning. Back above 199 for SPY. Sprint is seeing some consolidation here. Sprint support is down at 512. Nice lower wick here showing the bulls buying back up. And sign off in 4 minutes. Another strong candlestick for the bulls here. Heading back up towards the high of the day. Facebook watch for a high of day break of 91.48. Apple and PCLN are the only red stocks I have out of the big ones that I'm watching. SPY still red, of course, needs to break the high of day by 7 cents, coming up to test the high of day again right here. Increase in volume, a good sign, as the long lower wick shows the bulls bought the dip. Unable to set a new high of day on this candlestick. We're going to be watching that development pretty closely. Signing off here in 1 minute. Going to keep our eye on that double top on the 5-minute chart at 199.20. Still looking bullish though. Apple continuing to set low of days while SPY is holding up. So that's, as Siku pointed out, a bearish divergence for Apple. So Apple is one we are no longer going to be playing hand in hand with SPY. Apple needs to be viewed on its own. Alright, I'm going to sign off here and keep following along in chat. I appreciate you guys tuning in this morning, and we are cautiously bullish on the day. I'm going to leave my webcam up just to show the image here as we follow along and